Paintball Fit and Blast Camp faced off in the semi-pro finals match for the third time in a row this year at the Mid-Atlantic Major in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. To get there, both teams dominated in the prelims, conceding only 4 and 5 points respectively. The rivalry between these two teams has only heated up since the first event of the year, as most of the conversation around who will take the pro spot has revolved around these two teams. Blast Camp looked poised to take home the gold this time around, and they likely would have had it not been for a disastrous 2v1 blunder, a telegraph snake push, and a pivotal containment dropped in the overtime point. How is it that Paintball Fit has managed to win 3 finals in a row? What does Blast Camp need to do to take home a win? We'll cover this in a moment, but first, let's recap the series. Point 1 saw a battle for who could get into the snake and survive, with Paintball Fit's Brody Lukau taking the position first, while the team managed to eliminate Blast Camp's Cody LaPapa as he tried to match the move. Over time, Brody's presence in the Viper allowed for the rest of his team to punch open Blast Camp's defense and win the point. Blast Camp responds in point 2 by sending Cody into the snake via the snake corner and John Soap Chapa up the middle to lock down the Doritos. Soap shoots Jonathan Chavez in the leg as he moves from the baby to Dorito 2, but Chavez manages to get rid of the hit. This could have been disastrous for Blast Camp, but fortunately for them, their unmatched presence in the snake allows them to score some Dorito side kills and win the point. With the series now tied at 1-1, both teams reset their strategies. Fit risks Scott Stewart into the snake off the break, who manages to survive, while Blast Camp's LaPapa quickly responds by matching the move. Cody shoots Scott in the loader, and in response, Trenton Mason dive bombs into the snake in hopes of equalizing the exchange. In doing so, he draws a major penalty, which pulls all but Chavez, who's left alone on the Dorito side fighting a 1-on-2. It's now Blast Camp's point to win, but things take a turn for the worse as Nathan Appelhausen accidentally throws his body away, and Chavez lands a cheeky blind shot over the Dorito wedges, catching Soap by surprise. After that devastating loss, Blast Camp changes things up by risking 2 bodies wide off the break, with Nathan into the Dorito 2 and Zach Hogue into the snake. They manage to draw a minor penalty out of PB Fit, which pulls Fit's entire snake side. With nothing stopping him, Zach gets to the Viper and plucks out Fit's back center, ending the point shortly after. With things all tied up once again, both teams opt for a standard breakout. Blast Camp loses Soap going to the Dorito corner, and Paintball Fit loses Stewart going to the snake, making it a 4-on-4. Shortly after, Cody LaPapa's gun goes down, halting his snake side push. From there, the match becomes a 3-on-3 with Fit's Colt Lukau doing massive damage in the midfield. It's not long before Blast Camp loses another body and is forced to concede the point. With a little more than 2 minutes left in the match, the pressure mounts as Blast Camp is in a must-win situation if they hope to tie the series. Paintball Fit opts to triple stack the home, trading field presence for heavy guns. This leads Trenton Mason taking a delayed route into the snake can, which Blast Camp picks up on. They eliminate Mason, but lose 2 bodies after. Now, in a 3-on-4 situation, Soap goes big in the middle and eliminates both Stewart, Chavez, and possibly the last 2 Lukau brothers, almost single-handedly winning them the point. With 55 seconds left on the clock, neither team can draw a major penalty, as doing so would lead to an automatic swing point and likely end the chances for a comeback. Point 7 sees both teams risking bodies, with Fit going to Dorito 2 and Blast Camp going to the snake corner. Zach makes it to the corner, but dies shortly after as he tries to move into the snake too quickly. Chavez and Colt make big moves to open things up, but Blast Camp manages to hold them off by shooting Chavez. Soap responds by pushing the Doritos, but is eliminated by Colt, who was waiting for him to go. Colt goes for broke as he attempts a massive run-through on Blast Camp's Dorito side and nearly draws a major penalty, as there's some speculation as to when he was hit. But what do you think? Should Colt have gotten a major penalty? Let us know in the comments down below. The point eventually goes to full time with no penalties thrown, which takes us into overtime. With the series effectively reset, both teams are in prime position to take the win. Paintball Fit opts to double stack the home as they've done all series long, whereas Blast Camp takes a massive risk by sending Nathan to the Dorito 2. Nathan survives and even eliminates Chavez, who is Paintball Fit's only Dorito presence. Blast Camp is now in the driver's seat as they have superior positioning on the field. All they need to do is contain the snake and Dorito moves. Despite all odds, Johnny slips past Soap and Cody's containment. This eventually leads to both of their deaths, which forces Nathan off of the containment he had on Scott, allowing him to get into the snake. The moment he does, the series is over, and Blast Camp's hope for their first win of the season dashed. So, what happened? Well, first, it should be noted that in the point that Chavez won his 1v2, it did take the refs quite a while to fully assess the penalty, which left a roaming Lukau to do some damage before he was pulled. How much damage is unclear because of the broadcast's limited point of view, but even if all he did was cause uncertainty on what was going on in the snake, it's no wonder that Nathan tried to run down Chavez, as he likely felt pressured to flip the field quickly. Regardless, if Blast Camp had won this point, they would have led the series 2-1 and be in a more comfortable position heading into point 4. Second, Blast Camp seemed to inadvertently telegraphed what they were going to do on the snake side of the field. And every point that Blastcamp played Zach Hogue, their strategy seemed to be to get into the snake quickly, whether it was a direct route or around the snake corner and in. We don't know for sure, but it's pretty safe to assume that every time Paintball Fit saw Zach on the field, they knew Blastcamp was trying to get into the snake off the break. This show of hands mattered in a crucial 3-3 point before overtime, where Zach ran to the snake corner, made it alive, but tried to move into the snake too quickly, getting clipped and lowering their chances at a win in point 7. Even if their strategy remained the same, had Zach stopped at the corner and slow played the snake, who knows what might have happened. At the very least, it would have been a 5-on-5, and perhaps we would have seen a Blastcamp victory. And third, had Blastcamp not let Johnny slip past their Dorito containment, I'm positive they would have won that overtime point. Blastcamp had superior field position. They could have pushed the Doritos hard or contained the snake and swung on that side of the field. Either way, they were in the driver's seat. Johnny getting to the Dorito tower eventually led to Cody and Soap's death. Perhaps in a heads-up battle, I'm not sure. But regardless, keeping the Dorito containment allows Nathan to hold Scott at the snake insert bunker indefinitely. Eventually, Cody LaPapa and Jackson Frey could mount a snake side attack and win the point shortly after. This series was a game of inches. It is hard to overstate how good both of these teams are, and the battle for the pro spot will be an exciting one to watch all year long, and we hope you'll join us live at Gosports.com. See you next time.